All right, so now we can look at more about React Native. So in this part, we will look on useState, how to work with useState and what is exactly useState. So in JavaScript, you was making variables. For example, let's say const name equal to value or anything, any name here, right? And you was displaying here, let's say this one, name, and you display value, and let's say here name and surname. You just see exact value here. But with useState, you can just update name or any value here without any function. useState is working like this. So let's me make a simple example here. And let's say, for example, count and set count like this and equal to useState. And you can just here say, for example, string or val integer or double. So how, for example, the count will be integer, int number. I will say by default, make a 0. Yeah, it says property name. Okay, just delete here for now. So useState is coming from React. Okay, and how to work with useState. So let me just show useState value, which is count, with text on my screen, and I will say here count. Okay, so by default is just 0. I can say 100 and it's just updating. So how to update this value? So count is the value. What is the value will show the current value, but with set count we will update the count value. So let me make an example to more be clear for you. For example, let's make a function called const plus 1 equal to curly braces. Let's say set count, let's say 1. Okay, the current value by default is 100. And let's make a button. And in React Native, there is two options. You can say button from React Native. Okay, and also we have touchable opacity. So I prefer to use touchable opacity. And you will just add a text inside this touchable opacity, and let's say plus 1. Okay, this is just clickable button, you see. And let's make on press, not on click. In React JavaScript is on click, but in React Native on press. We see difference between them here. And let's say plus 1. Okay, so when I click on plus 1, actually it's not gonna plus, it will just change value 100 to 1, because yeah, change to 1 because we said set count update to 1. Okay, actually let's make here count plus 1 to update. Let's say click on it. Yeah, it says 1 2 3 4. It's just plus 1. Okay, it works. And also let's also make const minus 1 set count minus 1. And let's add another button down of plus button here, and just say minus and change function to minus 1. So we have two button. Let's plus and the minus. Okay, and also let's use some style from CSS. Actually, it's not CSS, but it's similar. It's too similar from CSS. And I will just add margin top. Let's say 10. Let's make 30. And also let's add same style for this button. Okay. And also you can make style font size for our text. Let's say 20. Okay. 40 is good, yeah. And +1 and -1. So now we can understand a bit of useState how it works. For example, if you want to update count value, you will use setCount to update count value. Okay, and this will be really useful for example, data from API, and there is too much way to use this useState, and of course we will use on next tutorials for more details. So I guess useState for this part it's enough, and let's move to other parts for learn more React Native.